This is homework set number 29, slope of a line. Question 1 asks us to find the slope of this line, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to find a point at which the line intercepts the y-axis, looks like right there, and then I'm going to count horizontal and vertical changes until I get to another point where it intercepts the axis. So I'm seeing one right here, and I'm seeing one right here. Now, here's my horizontal movement, 1 to the right, and my vertical movement is 3 up. So the slope of this line goes like this. It is the vertical change over the horizontal change. That's supposed to say change. So here's what I get. M is equal to, now the horizontal change I always do first. I'm going to the right, so it's plus 1. Vertical change up, plus 3, but 3 over 1 is 3. So the slope of this line is 3. Question 2, we want the slope of this line right here. So I'm going to do this by locating points where I could get grid marks, and then I can do a count. So I'm seeing one right here, and then there's also one down here at -2. You see that one? Okay, now there might be another one. Matter of fact, I can see it here. But the first ones I saw were this one here and this one here. Now, if I count over, actually this will be good. If I count over and down, what am I counting over? I'm counting over 4 to the right, so there's 4 there, and then I would count down 4, 5, 6. So if I look at the slope this way, the slope would be, okay, vertical change over horizontal change, down 6 over 4, and that turns out to be, what, -3/2. Or I could have done this, because I saw that later. I could have done, let's do it like this. I could have gone over 2, down 3, right? Over 2, down 3. So if I do it that way, the slope would be, right, over 2, down 3. All right, so I still get the same value for the slope, -3/2. Question 3 says to find the slope of the line through these 2 points, then graph that line. All right, first of all, I think I'll graph those 2 points. I'll plot those 2 points. So the first one up is 4, 4. So start at the origin to the right 4, up 4. That'll put us here. And then 3, 5. So start at the origin, go out 3, up 5. Now I can pass a line through these 2 points. And in fact, I can get the slope of this line just by looking at this. I'll start at one point of intersection with the coordinate system, over 1, down 1. So the slope is going to be, now it's the vertical change over the horizontal change. Horizontal change is 1. Vertical change, -1. So this slope is going to be -1. And another way to get it is to use the slope formula. M equals second y minus first y over second x minus first x. So how about if I label these like this? This will be the first x, the first y, the second x, the second y. So when I do this, when I compute this numerator, second y minus first y. Second minus first. So how about 5 minus 4? So I'll get 5 minus 4 over second x minus first x. So 3 minus 4. So now I get 1 over -1, and that's pretty close to what we had up here. But I still get -1 out of that. And now in question 4, we're going to find the slope of the line through these 2 points, and then we're going to graph it. Now again, I'm going to label these points. That is the first x I see. That is the first y I see. That's the second x that I see, and that's the second y I see. So I'm going to use the slope formula here. So the slope formula is this one. I always write the formula first, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So this will give us, okay, now it says second y minus first y, right? What does it say here? Take the second y, subtract the first y. So up here, the second y minus the first y. So how about negative 1 minus negative 3? Now be careful with those negative signs. Negative 1 minus negative 3 over second x minus first x. So it's going to be 3 minus 2. This is going to give us negative 1 plus 3 over 1. So how about negative 1 plus 3 is 2 over 1, which is 2. Right, so the slope of this line is 2. Now let's plot these points. So the first point is 2, negative 3. So I'm going to start at the origin. I'm going to go to the right 2, down 3. All right, let's put a point there. To the right 2, down 3. Oh, let's put a red point there. And then the second point is to the right 3, down 1. All right, so I'm going to start at the origin. I'm going to go to the right 3, down 1. So the right 3, down 1 puts us here. All right, now pass a line through those points. There we go. And now let's just check the graph here. If I start at this point down here, if I start at this point and go, I'm going to go from this point to this point. What kind of horizontal and vertical changes do I have to make? I'm going to go to the right 1, up 2, all right? So the slope is the vertical change over the horizontal change. Now the horizontal change is going to be 1, right? I'm going to go from here to here. And then the vertical change is up 2. All right, so you can see the slope is 2. Question 5, let's find the slope of the line passing through these 2 points up here. So I'm going to label again. Matter of fact, I think this is easier to see if I do this. That's the first x I see. That's the first y I see. That's the second x that I see. And that's the second y I see. So our slope formula, I'll do with the slope formula, is, all right, second y minus first y over second x minus first x. So the slope will be, all right, second y, I'm over the top now, second y minus first y. Second minus first. So how about negative 3 minus 1 over second x, right down here, second x minus first x. So second x minus first x is 4 minus negative 1. Be careful of all those minus signs. So 4 minus negative 1. All right, this will give us negative 4 over 4 plus 1. So how about negative 4 over 5? So the slope is negative 4/5. So let's plot these points. So at first, the first point I'm going to plot is this negative 1, 1. So start at the origin, go to the left 1, up 1. So to the left 1, up 1. And then the second point, 4, negative 3. So start at the origin, go to the right 4, down 3. To the right 4, down 3 puts us here. And now I'll pass a line through these points. Put the arrows on it just to indicate that it keeps on going. Now let's just make sure we can get this slope correctly here. I'm going to start at this point up here and then move over horizontally and vertically to get to this point. So what kind of horizontal moves do we have to make? Well, it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so I have to go 5 to the right and then 1, 2, 3, 4 down. All right, so the slope, if I do it this way, the slope would be, all right, vertical change on top, horizontal on the bottom. Vertical is down 4, horizontal on the bottom, negative 4/5, and that's what we got down here. Question 6 asks us to solve for A if the line through these 2 points has that slope. All right, so I'm trying to solve for A. Here's A. And I'm given that if I pass the line through these 2 points, its slope will be negative 6. So I'm going to start here with the slope formula. M is equal to second y minus first y over second x minus first x. And I'm going to label these. As I look left to right, right, just start here, look left to right, this is the first x I see, that's the first y I see. This is the second x I see, that's the second y I see. So I'm going to have that the slope, now the slope is this. The slope is given to be negative 6. So we know that negative 6 is equal to, right, let's make the computations. The numerator, second y minus first y. All right, second y minus first y. How about a minus 5a over second x, right, here it is, second x minus first x. So up here, second x minus first x. So how about negative 1 minus negative 3? All right, let's simplify here. Negative 6 is equal to a minus 5a is negative 4a over negative 1 plus 3. So how about negative 6 is equal to negative 4a over 2. All right, so negative 6 is equals, now 2 will go into 4 twice, so I'll get negative 2a. Let's divide both sides by negative 2. Negative 6 divided by negative 2 is 3, is equal to a. And that finishes the first 6 questions on homework set number 29.